you assume Nina actually did stab herself in the fight with Lily. So assuming that's true, the second and third act are totally hallucinated. It happens in her mind, and she's bleeding out in her dressing room. 4 things to support that. Number 1, so the first thing in the second act, the prince, after dropping Nina, but the prince blames Nina, and he goes like, what the f? Like, you could see he was mad at her.
She hates herself so much.
And the prince stays pretty stone-faced throughout the movie when they're dancing, throughout the first act, up until the drop. The second act, the prince becomes overly enthusiastic. He says bravo to Nina in the middle of the act. Like, he's like, bravo, as they're walking off, which I don't see a ballet prince actually doing. Like, you stay in character until you're completely off the stage.
Wait, let me pause you right there. Like, it kind of makes so much sense too, because obviously she has a moment where like she has a freak out or something that messes up the whole thing. She falls, and Lily is again the representation of what she aspires to and like her self-hatred in a way. So like the fact that Lily appeared in her dressing room being like, I'm gonna take over now, is just a reflection of her being so mad at herself for falling, for messing up.
The second thing, people throw flowers on stage after the second act, which is super strange. And I was reading in the ballet forums that if you have flowers, it's such a rare, like, it has to be the best performance in the history of ballet to throw flowers on stage. Otherwise, you're going to the wings to give the dancers the flowers. The audience goes crazy after the second act. So there's still 1 act left, and there's dozens of bouquets thrown on stage. Super strange. Even the first time we watched this, I was like, that's very strange that they would throw flowers in the middle of the show. The third thing, after the second act, so going into the third act, Nina is happy with her Black Swan performance. Nina makes out with Thomas in front of the other dancers, hard and passionately, like a long makeout, 5+ seconds. None of the other dancers react. No one's like, what the f is going on? Like, there's like 8 dancers around as Nina and Thomas are just making out passionately on the side stage. And I was like, that's a little bit weird. And then the fourth thing, if you assume that Nina stabbed herself and that the second and third acts are total hallucinations, the white light at the end represents her being brought into the hospital, and like the hospital, because you have the hospital lighting, everything's like super bright. It's like her slipping into this catatonic psychosis state in the hospital with her being brought in and the white light shining over her. So she's actually not on the stage. She's on like a hospital room mattress. And the light is just overwhelming her. It symbolizes her like slipping into a psychotic state.
I like this theory.